We're going to look at the steps for researching your business. And how do you take this topic and how do you start thinking about the content that you need to have? So, help me with this. We talked about this quite a bit yesterday. I want to put smoothies in schools. I think it's a good idea. It's healthy. It's tasty. I think kids like it. I think they're looking for an alternative to greasy school food. I think they want to think that they're consuming something that's going to be refreshing. I think we can make this work. Help me with this. What do I need to know before I meet with potential investors to get money?
See if people actually like smoothie and see how many, and see if it's like worth it for the amount of people.
So, what would be my best way? I mean,
what percent?
Okay. So is there a market? I mean, would that be? Is that the professional way to say it? Is there a market? And I'll change colors here. Will students really buy? Now, how am I going to do that? How am I going to learn the answer to this? Where do I begin to find an answer?
Couldn't you take a poll, like see who would rather prefer a smoothie?
So I can conduct my own survey. Absolutely. That's a good idea. Okay. Any other? Michaela, you have one?
Maybe find out what their favorites are and like how many calories.
Who's they?
Like the students.
Here? Like, would that be part of my own survey?
Yeah.
Oh, so I could try to survey. I'm in a high school already. I could try to survey Lowell high school students and keep it very practical, very local. Matt?
See, like, how the nutritional values, like, what are they compared to, like, normal school food? How are they better?
Okay. So I'm going to go back to you, one of my main ideas in black. A smoothie to, slushy or a lunch or whatever. So, that would be required to what? To evaluate my ingredients, my portions, my ingredients. That whole thing, right? Any ideas on where I would begin that? If I needed to know the nutritional breakdown of ingredients of a smoothie, any idea where I would even start something like that? I imagine there's answers on the internet. I believe any question that I could ever come up with can be answered on the internet. So online. But online is so big. Like calories of a mango. A 4-ounce mango has 67 calories. Am I hoping to read that someplace? Yeah, I guess I could just start kind of Googling. I'd need recipes first, so that I can take my recipes, and I know that for my mango, or for my smoothie, I need a quarter cup of fresh mango, and then I need a quarter cup of, yogurt. But kind of break that down, wouldn't I? So I need recipes.
How much is it going to cost to make the smoothie?
Man, that's another good one, man. Cost of production. And I probably should have written this as production cost, because I guess we're going to have other factors that are going to influence production. Not just the cost of production, but how the production. If I'm just dealing with Lowell, can I just go down to Meijer? And get my ingredients every day? Maybe I can just go right to Meijer. But if I'm, looking for money, in the thousands, because I want to sell to, the lunch service providers, Now all of a sudden, I don't just need a dozen mangoes. Now I need, 1,000 mangoes. Where do I get 1,000 mangoes in Michigan in August? You know, Noah?
The internet.
Once again, yeah, maybe. Or maybe you call somebody at Meijer headquarters and you say, this is really crazy, but I'm looking for somebody in purchasing. What company sells you the fruit? Because normally, and some of you in agricultural backgrounds probably know this better than I do, but the farmer grows the food. Rarely does the farmer sell the food directly to Meijer. Normally there's a middle group there that will warehouse the food, and then from the warehouse it can go to the processor or it can go to the distributor, so that stores like Meijer and Family Fare, they're buying from these, almost like a catalog. Say, oh yeah, we need, 500,000 mangoes. Okay. I mean, it's crazy how big that stuff is. So you have a production, yeah, that really would depend on my smoothies. What else do I need to know to make this happen? Well, market research, what's my market look like? Cost to produce it?
How much you would sell it for?
Yeah, I mean, the point of sale, I think that's what that's called. The profit. Sales, you're going to have to deal with how much. I mean, do you account for waste in that? I mean, because if I'm dealing with, spoiling fruit, and all of a sudden, I'm buying 10 mangoes, but I'm only using 4, I have to make sure that the price of my smoothies accounts for the waste of my food. I'm going to bet that restaurants have a formula that they use when figuring out how much to charge us for a plate of food. I'm going to bet that they don't think, okay, well, 4 little potatoes must cost us, so we're going to... I think there's probably some massive formula that they figure out that this is how much we charge per plate. I'm going to guess. So yeah, how does that whole equation work?
But with McDonald's, the price changes. Like if you want a 10-piece chicken nugget meal and then you go to like Chicago, the price goes up.
Well, yeah, and that's probably a lot to do with their suppliers, and the fact that you're in a larger market and everything is just inflated because of the volume that you're dealing with, for sure. Think about other price points where, we always laugh, you go to the gas station and, for 99 cents, you can get, a 64-ounce drink, and for 89 cents, you can get a 12-ounce drink. You're like, well, duh, why wouldn't I just spend the 10 cents? You go to the movie, and you say, oh, well, for, $1 more, I can get the super bucket of popcorn. Well, why don't I? Think about how many times you get upsold because you're getting more. Well, I'm not going to spend $4 because for $5, I get more. Well, there's a reason there's a reason those price points are there. They make you feel like you're getting so much value at 5, when the reality is you're getting gypped at 4. You know what I mean?
Have you ever gone to a PacSun and then they'll always be like, oh, if you buy one more shirt, you'll get this one 50% off. So you have to spend more money to save money.
You know what? I had a job doing that when my summer of '94. I was a manager at a t-shirt shop, and that was exactly what we did. The more you bought, the more you saved, and I used to sucker little kids like you all the time, man. Like, dude, I'll give you 6 shirts for $30. Really? I mean, and there are those dumb t-shirts, like the dumb sayings on it. I'm not as drunk as you think I am, or something like that. I'm not as think as drunk you. I don't know what it was, but they were like these fuzzy letters, and kids thought that was really funny. They were so dumb. And kids thought they were really cool, and we made a killing off of teenage kids, because they were $2 t-shirts. They cost me $2 to buy. But I could sell them, they were renting for one shirt, it was $8. But the more you bought, the more you saved. But I was still making a ton of money off you. So yeah, I'll take your $30. Here's 6 shirts. What do I care? The shirts are junk. You take another one. Here's one for free. I'll take your $30. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous how they get you. So you start to think, what else would I need to know about my product? Are there any big, play devil's advocate here. What are we missing?
Storage.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Kyle's thinking outside the box. Very good. Where am I going to put this stuff?
How many people is it gonna take? Like, are you gonna need help to make the?
Ooh, it's good. Jason?
Now, would you sell it or would you have somebody sell it for you?
Yeah, the labor force, the workforce, what role am I gonna play in this? This is my idea. Am I the manager? Am I making the smoothies? Am I selling them? What? You know, that's a good question for the entrepreneur coming in on Monday, because he dealt exactly with that issue of thinking that his role was going to be overseeing the entire operation, but the operation grew so fast that he did not have enough time in the week to produce the product and sell the product. So what do you do when you're faced with a product that you can't keep in supply because the demand is so great? You know, how do you account for that, Amanda?
Well, I wasn't gonna answer that.
No, I know, we're back to the brainstorm, we're just gonna leave
Okay.
that linger for a little bit, you're good.
Authorization to sell it.
That's good, that's another good one, Amanda, good job. Authorization, permission. Authorization, from whom?
The state of Michigan.
Yeah, you know,
FDA.
licenses, permit, you know, maybe government agencies, the school. I mean, if I'm just doing it freelance, I'd have to go to the food service vendor here and say, just so you know, I'm doing this, I don't wanna undercut you or anything, yada yada.
Advertising.
Another good one. Another good one. How are people gonna know? Wow, I got some work to do. I don't think I wanna sell smoothies in schools anymore. It might be a great idea, but it looks like an awful lot of work to make this thing happen. Whew.
The stuff to make, like the blender, whatever it needs to be.
Yeah, the production, the materials. So not just the consumables, the things that we would consume, but also the static supplies, the blenders and the measuring cups and, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna bet that anytime you're in food service, there's even rules and regulations about how you sanitize a blender. If I sell you a smoothie and then Jason's next in line, can I use the same blender on his smoothie? Or do I have to wash these stupid blenders in between
If it's the same
smoothies?
smoothie, sure.
Right? Oh, this
If it's
is,
the same kind.
can I just rinse it out?
Well,
now it goes to facilities.
If it's like two smalls, make a large, and then
Yeah.
like small and then small.
Okay, but does that like impact my freshness of,
Or just buy different blenders.
Yeah, about like 20 different buses.
oh wow. And then is the school gonna charge me for electricity? I got all these high powered blenders and the electric bill goes up. See, those are some other utility costs going
Buy
on there.
one big blender for
With
each
little
flavor.
blenders inside of it.
Or
Right.
do like the ice cream maker thing.
Oh yeah, go with like the big slushy ice. So
Oh.
Yeah.
but now I'm in like this mass-produced thing, and I'm getting away from my little cute little boutique. You come up, I make you a fresh smoothie. You see the ingredients,
Oh.
you know, right here. Like I'm gonna put. What's
Like,
that? Yeah.
At the mall, they have like the fruit smoothie shop, and they have like 4 different blenders, I think, and they just like rinse them out, but we use them.
And that would go back to my research, wouldn't it? I'd want to go and see. Okay, this is what it looks like in the mall, or this is what it looks like, and I want to see how it looks in all these other environments, and then I can start getting a vision for how it might look in a school. That's pretty good.
Well, a thing like, have you ever, when you go to McDonald's, have you ever seen them like make a frappe and then after they're done with the thing, they just put it upside down and it's like kind of like a sprinkler that just like cleans it? So
Oh
you-
yeah, they had those.
Automatic clean system.
So you could figure out, somebody could research how much one of those things costs,
Yeah.
if you had to.
Just
And-
pay someone to do it for you.
What's that?
Just pay
Have a
someone to
dish
do
boy.
it for you.
No, like one of your employees, like you could have
Yeah.
like 8 employees and like they each have their job.
Have a dish boy.
Or
an option.
volunteers.
Okay. So, what we're trying to do today is run you through the simulation, all right? That these are the types of issues that your investor, your banker, the panel who's evaluating your plan, they're gonna be looking for this kind of stuff. They're gonna wanna know that you've done your homework and that you can account for all these answers. So that if I'm thinking about giving you money, I'm gonna say, well, how are you gonna wash your blenders if you have a line of 20 students who are 10 minutes away from first hour, how are you gonna serve those 20 students so they're not late with sanitary, I mean, how are you gonna do
Walk
that?
in the hallways with the tray. And then you have your little fanny pack, and then they put their money, and then you give them a smoothie.
So like a student happy hour, where,
Yeah.
you know, you cut the line off at 7:30, but you've got some pre-made that you would sell between 7:30 and 7:40, pre-made, so they'd still get the product, they just don't get their own special order. I like that, that
Well,
would
you
be
can
great.
make like 3 of this kind, 3 of that kind, and then
Yeah.
they're gone, they're gone.
Get it
Yeah,
while
do it
supplies
on
last.
roller skates too.
Yeah, be roller skates and
I have like
No.
one employee now.
yeah, Sonic. There you
I
go.
know, A&W, right?
Alright.
You gotta make sure there's root beer floats in there.
See, we gotta stay focused first. We can't we can't spread ourselves so thin with let's run with a couple flavors and make sure that, people are receptive, that we can make this work. And then if we can make this work, we can start broadening what it is we do. Awesome.
Are you actually gonna do this?
No.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
According to my first hour students, they liked the idea.
And then like if the smoothies are like really big in school, you can make like shirts that say like the names of smoothies. And,
We
like,
gotta
Right,
talk
it,
about
it,
that.
it cost me
Backpack.
$2, but I sell them to you for
Books.
10. The more shirts you buy, the more I make.
Well, you
Awesome.
just told us how much
Buy a
the
shirt,
shirt
Thank you,
it's
Noah.
50% off.
Cool. Alright, so obviously what you can see is what you need to start doing is thinking about, no, you can stop now.